We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama. Where you watch?
Popeye.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. First up, I'm gonna be showing you a video of a pastor. His name is Brother Vernon Sommerville. After the video, I'm gonna be asking Brother Sommerville a few questions. Look and listen.
God has said, you shall not eat from it or touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, you surely shall not die. For God knows that in the day you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable to make one wise, she took from its fruit and ate. And she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves loin coverings. And they heard the sound of this Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to the man and said to him, where are you?
So that was so-called Pastor Sommerville preaching at the Mineral Heights Baptist Church in the parish of Clarendon. Brother Sommerville, my first question to you is, were you once the principal at the Ginger Ridge All-Age School? Were you? My second question is, are you or were you aware of any allegations that any senior teacher at the school was sexually assaulting the female students? Brother Sommerville, look on your screen. That is the thumbnail for a video I did with a former student at the Ginger Ridge All-Age School. She said she was sexually molested by a principal at that school. Brother Sommerville, are you aware of the person that female is talking about? Brother Sommerville, stay tuned. Lots more questions to come. Stay tuned. In this report, a 20-year-old sea creature, he was slapped with 8 charges by detectives at the St. Catherine Sissoka office. His name is Johari Xavier Francis, but he's popularly known as Tim Tim. Tim Tim is living in the Quarry Hill area of Spanish Town in the parish of St. Catherine. He has been charged for 1, grievous sexual assault. 2, unlawful detention with intent to commit grievous sexual assault. 3, abduction of a child under 16 years old. 4, sexual touching of a child. 5, knowingly producing child pornography. 6, knowingly causing involvement of a child in production of child pornography. 7, distributing child pornography. And 8, possession of child pornography. Now, listen this now. The allegation is that Tim Tim, he met a 13-year-old boy through a family friend. He later started to communicate with this 13-year-old boy on WhatsApp. But what he did was he pretended to be a female. It is further alleged that Tim Tim, he invited the 13-year-old boy over to his house where he held him down. Now, How can I say this decently? Listen to me. It is alleged that Tim Tim, he used his mouth on the youngsters' private. Not only that, Tim Tim is alleged to have recorded everything on his cell phone and distributed the video to his sea creature friends. A report was made to the police and Tim Tim, he was picked up. He was charged, so he'll be going to the courts shortly. In this next report, I carried a report and I told you that a house was broken into at tenement in the Granville area of St. James. Hoodlums or a hoodlum broke into the house and stole one licensed Remington shotgun that was locked up in a metal safe. On Friday, September 13, the police, they carried out a raid and found the gun hidden in bushes in the Granville area. Well, the police, they have now arrested and charged a teenager in relation to that incident. He was handed over to the police by his mother. His name is Raheem Williams, but he's popularly known as Gringo. Ringo or Sanjay. He is 15 years old and he's living at tenement in the Granville area. He has been charged for housebreaking and larceny and he'll be going to the courts shortly. In this next report, I carried a report on Saturday, September 7. I told you that the previous night, Friday, September 6, about 8:30, a guy was standing in front of the Shoes Arcade in Montego Bay. Based on his actions, he was searched by the police and bingo. A Ruger .45 pistol with the serial number intact, affixed with a magazine containing 8.45 cartridges were found in his waistband. I promised to tell you who he is as soon as he was charged. He was officially charged yesterday. His name is Jhomo Brown. He is a 29-year-old security guard living at Jarrett Street in Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. He was charged for the illegal gun and ammunition and he'll be going to the courts shortly. In this next report, the Hanover police, they are searching for Devon Daley, but he's also known as Dukie. Dukie is living at Pumpkin Bottom in the Barbican area of Hanover. This is due to an incident that took place Monday afternoon, September 16, about minutes after 12 midday. Reports are that Dukie and a 56-year-old female, they were at Pumpkin Bottom when they had an argument over domestic matters. That argument turned into a fight and it is alleged that Dukie, he used a knife to inflict multiple wounds to the female's left hand, her shoulders and her back. Dukie, he then made good his escape. The 56-year-old female, she was rushed to hospital where she was treated and admitted in a very serious condition. So, Dukie, you're wanted by the police. This next incident, it took place Monday night, September 16, about some minutes after 11 o'clock. It took place at Cards by the Bay bar at Little Bay in the Little London area of Westmoreland. We are told that the owner for the bar, the bartender and patrons were in the bar when a silver Toyota Voxy drove up and stopped. 3 hoodlums jumped out of the Voxy with a rifle and handguns. They then proceeded to rob the persons in the bar of cash and their cell phones. They also robbed a large amount of liquor from the bar. The hoodlums, they also broke into the poker machine boxes and stole all the money that were inside them. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape in the said Toyota Voxy. Just like that. In this next report, earlier this week, I told you about that robbery that took place at the Apple Vybz store on Hungway Shopping Mall in Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine. It took place on Thursday afternoon, September 5 at minutes to 2 o'clock. 3 hoodlums entered the store and they used a tie strap to tie up the worker. They then thieved 20 iPhones and other gadgets. I told you that a female was arrested and charged in relation to this incident after she was held with 2 of the iPhones that were stolen. She was held at her home in Denham Town in Kingston. Well, the police, they have now arrested and charged one of the alleged robbers. He was held in Kingston also. His name is Xavier Towayne Absalom. He is 40 years old and he's living in the Walker's Crescent area of Walton Park in Kingston. He was charged for robbery with aggravation and firearm-related charges, and he'll be going to the courts shortly. This next incident, it took place Tuesday night, September 17, about 8:30. It took place at Red Ground in Negril in the parish of Westmoreland. We are learning that a man in his mid-40s, he's popularly known as Phil. Phil was at his home, seated on a step on the right side of his house, when shots were fired from in the dark. Phil, he managed to run off into his house. It was then realized that he had received gunshot wounds to his chest, his left hand, and his right leg. He was rushed to hospital where he was treated and admitted in a serious condition. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 6 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. In this next report, I carried a story over the weekend. It was about the killing of that young man on your screen. His name is Ronaldinho Headley, but he was popularly known as Mike or Deno. Deno was a 20-year-old graphic designer living at Hurlock in the parish of St. James. I told you that Deno, he was shot and killed Friday night, September 13, about 8:30 at his home. I also told you that there was a shooting at a shop minutes before Deno was killed, and Hoodlums were of the view that Deno's brother, JR, he was involved in that shooting. The Hoodlums went to the house looking for JR, but he was not there because JR, he had gone on an overseas work program. The Hoodlums, they did not see JR, so they killed his brother, Deno. I also told you that the allegation was that it was a guy named Shem and one of his cronies who carried out that attack. Shem's correct name is Shamar Kevan Brown, but he's popularly known as Shem. He is 24 years old and he's living in the Belfield area of Hurlock. We are told that Shem, he gave himself up to the police, and yesterday, Wednesday, September 18, he was officially charged for the murder of Deno. He was charged for the offenses of murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. So, Shem, he'll be going to the courts shortly. Over in the parish of Hanover, a hoodlum who was on the most wanted list, he also gave himself up to the police on Monday, September 16. His name is Towayne Gunnings, but he's popularly known as Tuffy. Tuffy is 24 years old and he's living at Rock Spring in the Green Island police area of Hanover. So far, Tuffy, he has been charged for an incident where he was allegedly involved in a shootout with the police on Tuesday afternoon, April 2, earlier this year, about 1 o'clock. That incident took place at the Half Moon Beach. Tuffy, he has also been charged for the offense of murder. He has been charged for killing that guy on your screen. His name is CJay Hall. CJay was 21 years old and he lived at Green River in the Salt Spring area of Hanover. CJay, he was shot and killed on the night of Tuesday, October 24 last year at minutes to 10 o'clock. He was shot and killed at Lower Rock Spring in the Green Island police area. Residents of the area, they heard gunshots being fired and they called the police. When the police went and made checks, CJay, he was found lying face down along the roadway in a pool of blood. He had received gunshot wounds to his upper body. We are told that the charges are piling up against Hitman Tuffy, and as soon as he's charged for more offenses, I'll be bringing you the information. Stand by for that. In this next report, that young man on your screen, His name is Peter John Ricketts. He was a 21-year-old customer service rep employed to IBX. We are told that Peter John, he used to live at Civil Heights in Senton, but just Sunday gone, he moved to Greenwich Park. We are told that Tuesday night, September 17, about some minutes to 10 o'clock, Peter John, he left to a store on Longwood Crescent in Greenwich Park to buy water. He was not seen or heard from since then. Yesterday, Wednesday, September 18, friends and relatives, they became concerned and went to look for him. He was subsequently found on his back with gunshot wounds to his head. From all indication, Peter John, he was killed either late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all, so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be one of the first to be notified. In the final story for today, a guy, his name is Alvin Sims, but he was popularly known as 100 or Portia. He was 40 years old and he lived in the Windsor Heights Central Village area of St. Catherine. We are told that some time ago, 100 and some hoodlums in the area, they had a dispute. It is said that the hoodlums told 100 to leave the area and if him come back, dirt for him. Yesterday morning, Wednesday, September 18, almost 9:30, 100, he went into the Central Village area to his father's house to collect some money. He collected the money and he headed out to the Chinatown bus park to get a taxi. While he was there, he was approached by two hoodlums who were armed with guns. The hoodlums, they opened gunfire hitting 100, who managed to run across the road. He then collapsed along the Mandela Highway, right in front of the Sherwin-Williams factory. 100, he died on the spot. The police, they were called, and when they processed this crime scene, 9 spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them broke out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when me turn. Country and town man a pay blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder.